returning actually to Miami last night, where the much-touted cruiserweight David Haye was having his third professional contest. He'd won the first two, and you'd seen them both here on BBC television. His opponent was Roger Bowden from Cincinnati, Ohio. He was only brought in at 3 days' notice, and it shows.
This is 6th round.
So the learning curve continuing for David Haye here at the Seville Beach Hotel in Miami. Haye, as you see, has a clear height and reach advantage over Roger Bowden, 34 years old, from Cincinnati. And Haye with 2 professional victories so far. Says that his hero's Roy Jones. Well, I wonder if he'll be able to produce some of the slick moves that we saw in Las Vegas. Haye in the black shorts. Terrific amateur record. And a fighter of great confidence. This, of course, is a learning experience, but he's not done anything too wrong so far. And straight on target with an authoritative left jab. David Haye has excellent balance, I always think, Duke.
David's the kind of kid that, you know, you can see what he's doing now. He's just stalking his opponent, but he's such a quick learner. He's got quick hands for the weight that he actually carries.
People who have doubts about David Haye say, well, let's just wait and see until he starts getting something coming back. And Roger Bowden at this stage doesn't look as though he's the man. Oh, that's a good little clubbing right hand in there, and Bowden had to take that one. Well, I think that's a knockdown from the referee.
What's all that about? The kid's just fallen over.
I thought he was going to take a count for a minute. Didn't look as though he wanted to get up. Well, that's just a stumble. Bowden with only 4 wins in 15 pro fights. And already he looks as though he's outgunned in there. And really doesn't look much more than a light heavyweight. He doesn't look like a cruiserweight.
No, he doesn't quite look the cruiserweight limit, but, you know, David's going to take a lot of hold, and, you know, he's such a bright prospect, and he's got so many good moves.
Well, that's the second knockdown from the referee, isn't it? That's another stumble. Well, Bowden, he doesn't really look as though he wants too much of this, does he? Now, what's happened here?
The referee's called timeout, I think, to replace the gum shield. Looks like Bowden's gum shield's come out of his mouth. Maybe the canvas is a little bit slippery. He just seems to keep falling over.
There was a good left hand in there from David Haye before that second stumble of Bowden's. He's looking to load up now, isn't he?
David's just got to settle down a little bit and get back to his smooth boxing style and just open this guy up, because this guy really isn't in his league.
He can't miss with that left hand. Well, that's it, he's down. I wonder whether he's going to get up. It was the left hand, well, he has. The left hand was the one which did the damage initially, and I'm not sure how much more Roger Bowden wants. He's just teeing off here. This is just target practice for Haye, and nothing coming back from Bowden. Well, that is also not exactly in the Queensberry rules.
Unfortunately for David Haye, this exercise isn't going to prove too much of a learning curve, because Bowden's not really making too much of a fight of this.
Well, the referee's deducted a point for that attempt to rugby tackle, and he stopped him. Well, that's, as I'm afraid to say, taught us nothing at all about the progression of David Haye, and that wasn't much of a fight, in all honesty, Duke.
Right, no, unfortunately, it wasn't much of a fight. You know, we can't really press this one up too much. Bowden didn't really come to perform. Unfortunately for David, he's learnt nothing, but it's nice exposure for him. You know, he's got away, he's made his American debut, and he's got another win.
Well, David just shaking his head a little bit disconsolately in there, and I think he'd have liked more of a test than that. To go all the way over to Miami and only go through that, that's frustrating for him. Adam Booth just helping him on with his gown, and he's the coach who is alongside him in amateur days, now in the professional ranks. David Haye, 3 wins out of 3, and we're still learning whether or not he really is the prospect that we hope at professional level that we will see 3 wins, undefeated.
Yep, he's undefeated. Like I say, unfortunately, this victory wouldn't have told us too much about David, but you know, it's a win, and he goes on from here. And let's just hope the next fight will be a little bit more promising than that.
David Haye, very happy with your victory, I would imagine. Tell us a bit more about the fight.
Well, it was a bit of a joke, to be honest. The guy didn't seem to come to the fight. I did the best I could with what I had. He obviously didn't want to come. I'm not in control of who I fight. I've come out here to Miami to train. I had a good training for 2 weeks down at the South Florida Beach gym. Everything was going smooth, sparring with quality guys like Sultan Ibragimov, the Olympic silver medalist, and a lot of quality guys down there. It's just a shame. I was looking for a nice victory here, but I took the shine off it the way.
At the end of the day, you boxed really well. You boxed within yourself. You boxed as well as you could. Your opponent was, you know, he fell short of what you expected from him. But nonetheless, you've come here to Miami, I would imagine, for the ambience of the whole situation, the great sparring. Can you tell us a bit more about your sparring, your preparation?
Yeah, we was originally booked this training camp a month ago, and it just coincidentally happened to be a show. Robert Waterman and Jim Evans had a show out here, so it was ideal to have a show. I go back tomorrow, so it was ideal, but I feel a bit disappointed, but I want to get back to England. I want to fight in a couple of weeks and keep it going.
Okay, you've been boxing quite consistently since you turned professional. I would imagine that, what's your short-term plans? Are you hoping that somewhere along the line you'll be moving on to some sort of title status in the next year or so?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Southern Area title as soon as possible, really. If I don't have a British title or be in contention for a British title by the end of the year, I'll be pretty disappointed. That's what I'm looking for by the end of the year, having some sort of title. But the way things are going, they're going okay at the moment. And another win, back in the ring in 2 weeks, ready to go again. Hopefully with a better opponent.
And one thing's for sure, we're going to